Okay, good morning, everyone. I know that there are still people hopping on, but we like to honor everybody's time. I hope you are all doing well. Yep, here we go. We got some more people coming on. I love it. Hello, Nicole. So good to see you. Um, and I'm super excited this morning. I haven't brought on a guest in a while, but I really want to start doing this because it really matters. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about events, but we had a local event here last night where corporate came in, and it was really good. And if you're not doing local events, then you're missing out because you always learn something new. You always are building your belief with those events. And it's just good. It's relationship building. And one of the things I said last night is that it's not just, and I said this in my Power 30 last week, it's not just telling people about our culture, it is showing them what our culture and our community is. And okay, so we're going to kind of do a question and answer. We love new people to come on, stretch their comfort zone, share with us because you know what? They have so much excitement. And we love that because that gets us excited. It's like, yay, I'm going to message this person, or she reminded me of somebody, or whatever. Um, so today our special guest is Jonna. Um, Jonna is she is under Michelle Flint, and she has been so fun to work with, and her excitement is contagious. And so I'm going to ask her a couple questions. I think I've got three kind of lined up because I want you guys to get to know her. And so, Jonna, the first thing that I want to ask you is really how are you kind of introduced to Plexus? Like, how did Michelle introduce you to it? How did you hear about it? Like, what were your thoughts about Plexus to begin with? And Jonna also has, so Jonna's a new mom. Jet is about, I think I calculated about 5 months old. So she can tell you a little bit more. She can introduce herself, tell you a little bit more about herself, and then tell us how she was introduced to Plexus. Take her away.
So originally, I coached cheerleading for Smith County Middle School, and one of my cheerleaders' moms is Michelle, and she had been like dropping this name Plexus every so often, and I was like, "Oh Lord, another pyramid scheme! Like, leave me alone." So I wasn't really open to the idea at first, and she kept just kind of subtly saying things about it. And then after I had Jet, I was definitely upset with how I looked, because I had never dealt with that before. And if anybody has been a new mom before, it's definitely hard just to look at your body and see something that you've never seen before. So I had made a Facebook post and maybe asking if anybody had like, meal prep ideas, just little things to help me lose weight. And Michelle had messaged me and she was like, I really think you should try it. And I put her off again. And I was like, maybe next month. And she messaged me next month and she was like, are you going to do it? And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll try this. And so she ended up encouraging me to try Slim, Active, and Metaburn. And I saw great results with that. It'll be a month on the 8th, and I've lost 8.5 pounds. So I'm down almost 10 pounds less than what or pre-pregnancy weight. So I've even lost more weight than what I thought I could. But yeah, so I guess
Oh, I love that. I love how Michelle didn't give up. Okay, you guys notice Michelle was like just made it part of conversation probably for like a year, right? Um, Probably made her pink drink and active while, maybe at cheerleading practice or something like that. And then when Jonna made a post, she responded because guess what? Here's the thing. We are problem solvers. That is what we do. It really is, because if someone has a problem, or someone has talked to us about a problem, then we're here to help solve it. Okay. And so I love how Michelle followed up with Jonna. And I think that, like, one of the things that I'm thinking about, she had suggested just a simple routine for you to start with. Like, that's, so you said it was Slim Active Metaburn,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So I love that. So, we all love the Slim, and, so she is helping to, just solve that problem. You're feeling better. So you talked about, she made it, if you guys have not seen it, she made a dynamite post yesterday. And that's why I was like, you need to get on here and talk. Your posts don't have to be 8 pages long. Okay. She, her photo, I was like, dang girl. So she's like, I lost 8 pounds. But here's the thing, and this is where we come in as people who understand Plexus, who have done Plexus, and are looking like, one of the things we talked about even last night, I was talking with Jennifer from corporate, like, we can pull out and see a bigger picture. And you know what I saw with Jonna? It wasn't what she lost. I saw what she gained. And I'm like, I see a lot of joy. I see a huge smile. And when we talk in our three-way chat, her energy is just like, I mean, it is up. She is just killing it. So tell me a little bit about, like, just what do you love about the products? How are you taking them? Just like, what do you love about them?
So the biggest thing is that beforehand, I was so tired. Obviously, getting up in the middle of the night is really hard. And I was going, and when he was taking naps, like, I was laying down too and taking naps because I just felt like I couldn't do it without a nap in the middle of the day.
Mhm.
And I've not taken a nap with him in probably a month since I started, honestly. And I don't even take active every day. I feel like Metaburn is enough to get me up and get me doing backflips. So I really like that. That just it's giving me energy. I can get things done around the house. I can do things for cheerleading. I'm involved in so many things in our community. So just being able to do that stuff and still keep up the life that I used to do, because taking a nap every day is just like not plausible for my lifestyle. So I was really excited that it just gave me enough energy to be able to keep up with that lifestyle that I still want to live.
I love that. Keeping up with life, people. That's a post. That's a post, Jonna. You're going to do that one today. I love
Okay.
how these products help me keep up with the life that I want to live. I mean, it really is simple as that. Um, and so now let's transition. So Jonna is loving the products, and Michelle, of course, knowing that she could get the cost of her products covered and then some, whatever she wants. In our three-way chat, she talks with Jonna about that. Well, you know what? You could go silver. You could share with 3 people, right? Because nobody knows what silver is. We might say that, but we're like, you can share your referral link with 3 people, and make practically $400 this month, right? With double business building bonuses. So Jonna said yes to that. And now she, like, cannot wait for the cruise. So tell us about, like, the transition from loving the products to being like, yeah, I could do this, and maybe I can stay home with Jet. You just never know, right? So tell us a little bit about that.
So it was pretty much like day two, and I could tell a difference. And so I messaged Michelle and I was like, what the heck? I love this stuff. And she was like, I really think, and just kind of planted the seed for getting me to try to hop on board. And I was like, okay, maybe. And I was hesitant at first just because I didn't really know if I honestly had time, but it's so easy to just make a Facebook post, especially when I'm putting him down for a nap. But yeah, so I made my first Facebook post and didn't really have much success off my first probably 4 or 5. And so I was like, okay, dang, this stinks. Nobody wants to buy Plexus. And I was very nervous because a lot of people in our county sell Plexus. So I was like, ugh, this is not going to work for me because so many people sell it here already. They're going to buy it from somebody else that's already been selling it. So I was nervous about that. But after probably 4 or 5 posts, I guess people started realizing. And then when I started, doing before and afters, like my face, the inflammation in my face went down so much. And I posted a before and after of that. And then people started messaging me like crazy. And I think, if I remember right, it was like the last 3 days of August. And I was like, okay, I'm just now like kind of starting to get going. And it was like the last 3 days and I sold to 4 people. And it was just kind of like boom, boom, boom. And now it's kind of like, I don't know. I want to do it all the time. I'm always thinking about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, when am I going to make my next sell? Like, what am I going to do next? Who am I going to talk to? So it's always on my brain now. But I'm really glad that I started doing it because I did decide to stay home with Jet this year. I was a teacher for the last 3 years, and my husband got a new job, and I was allowed to stay home. But of course, with staying home, and you know, that's kind of a lifestyle change too because you have to make sacrifices. And I'm like, if I can do this and then again still live that lifestyle that I was living before, I will be so happy. And right now, I feel like I've been really successful. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yes, and you have been successful. And I love that you just are like, because this is what we'll talk about, is that, oh my gosh, Plexus is always on our minds, right? Like we love it and all that. And that's kind of the thoughts and the energies that we need to share with other people, because when we're messaging people who know nothing about Plexus, right? When we're reaching out versus them reaching out to us, they know nothing about Plexus. They might see your message and move on. It says nothing about you. Like they just don't have that same excitement yet. So, again, we need to solve their problems, and then they're going to be excited and they feel good and all of that. And I just love Jonna is like ready for the cruise. And I think she just sees one more person and she'll be qualified. And like she just keeps going. She at the end of the month when she got those 4 people and all of that, while she was away, she just squeezed it in, right? She was away and she still did it. She just kept going here in the beginning of September. She didn't slow down. We're all talking about how like we need to, sometimes there is imbalance, and especially in the beginning. I'm sure that there are times that her husband is like, what are you doing on your phone or something like that, but you get so excited because someone messages you and you're like, just 1 second, honey, you know what I mean? And so yeah, so sometimes there is a little bit of imbalance, but that is really what we need going into September. And I just wanted you guys to hear Jonna's excitement, her story. And it really is inspiring, and you guys should follow her if you have not. And I know we're going to see her on the cruise. And do you have any last words for somebody who maybe is not sure about doing the business, or just any parting words for us?
I mean, anybody who's thinking about doing the business or is on the fence about it, I would say to do it because, especially with the economy that we're living in currently, anybody can benefit from this. I think that anybody can do it because somebody was like, I'm not a people person. I was like, you don't have to be a people person to make a Facebook post and send somebody a message, So I think that this really can be for anybody. And it's not something that it's like, oh, well, it's just for people who are bubbly and very personable. And I don't think it is. I think it can literally be for anyone. So I'm on the mom train right now with a lot of other moms trying to get them on board because I feel like this is great for stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, like anybody who wants to be able to spend extra time with their kids. I feel like this would be a great possibility for them.
Yes, I love that because there are so many people. One statistic that Jennifer gave us last night at the event is that there are, I guess, 40%, I might mess this up, but 40% of people have at-home jobs or, have started them, but there are still 40% who are now currently looking for at-home job. 40%, like that's crazy. So that is exactly what people are looking for. And, you know, and again, I just want to encourage everyone not to be, don't be afraid to post about the business. If you want to build the business, you have to post about the business. Yes, I love the products. I post about the products a lot, but I love the business. And again, the options that it affords you. Jonna is still teaching the cheer. She's still the cheer coach, right? She can
Yeah.
squeeze that, but she's not teaching this year. And she's bringing in an income and now working for a cruise. I mean, what at-home mom gets to do that? Like, and she just fits it in. Like she says, I thought I was too busy. Did you guys hear that? A lot of people give us that reason. And one of the other things we talked about last night at the event was Jennifer says we really need to, and that was something, this was the big thing, like one of the big things I picked up from her. I really want to get better. Like I go through phases. I want to get better at asking questions. Like you're never going to arrive at asking, like questions really help draw people out, because people say, hey, you know what? I'm too busy. You can just say, well, how much time do you think it takes? You know, or I could never do what you do. Well, what do you think I do? You know, like asking open-ended questions to draw people out from their objections to doing this business is just a really good thing. And I think time is even bigger an objection than cost these days. I don't know why, but like they're pretty even, but I feel like time, I've been getting that a lot. And so I love the question, like, how much time do you think you need? You know, because again, even if someone can start out with 30 minutes, right? Yeah, we know you're not going to become diamond at 30 minutes, right? But it's a start, you know, you add one person. And if I am correct, Jonna, you shared with your best friend,
Yes.
right? And so
Yes,
now
I did.
best friend.
And my best friend was like, Jonna, be so for real. I'm not doing this. And I was like, you really need to, I promise. She was like, well, I'm going to wait and see what it does for you. And once I was down, I think the first time I weighed myself, I was already down like 3.5 pounds in just like a week and a half. And so I texted her and I was like, it's working. And she was like, no way. And so then she kind of watched me for another week or two and then was like, okay, I'm doing it. And then she ended up buying like an even bigger package than what I did. She went all out. And now she's so excited and is trying to build her business. So I'm hoping that we can really get on fire here and all go on a cruise together. That's our goal, is to all be on the cruise together.
Yes, and that's what I love. She grabbed her best friend as her running partner. And of course, her running partner didn't say yes right away, but that was something that Alita did. She grabbed Lisa, she grabbed her other friend, and I forget who her third one, whatever, but like she grabbed people, right? And ran with them. And just wasn't shy about it at all. So, you know, that's something we talk about. Maybe it's not your best friend, maybe it takes them. So here's the thing. My best friend has been on and off and on and off the products, my best friend from college. Like, and so sometimes they're on board, sometimes they're not. Sometimes it ends up being an acquaintance who ends up being your running partner. But grab a running partner because it's so much more fun to do it together when you're at the same time and you're reaching those levels together. So that's why we say grab somebody and her hubby, right? So I mean, I love it. So thank you so much for juggling jet, talking with us, inspiring us, and I can't wait to see you on the cruise. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to ask, hey, Nicole, I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you in a position, and you can type in or just say no, yes or no. I wanted to have you share something that you shared last night that I can share about it, but I'd rather you share about it. Let's see if she's.
Hey, yes, I am
Hey!
here.
Okay, good. So I want you, another impactful thing from our event last night. So mind you, Nicole traveled like an hour and a half, okay, to our event again. She did the same thing when she came to Cookeville, and we loved hearing her story. And like quick sidebar, I was talking with Jennifer from corporate after the event. And one of the things that I told her, I said, she loves how we have newer people speak and share and all of that. And I said, honestly, I said, from the time Nicole was in Cookeville until she was here in Mount Juliet, I've noticed a huge change in you. I don't know if you've noticed it, but like there has definitely been a shift. And I'm like, already she's changing. She's more confident. She's loving it. She's got all this energy. And before it was like, I don't, I can't get anyone to join me. Like, do you remember saying that in
Mhm.
Cookeville? And now
I
she's like,
do.
yeah. So
And
I
you know
saw a
what?
shift in you. Yeah.
You know what's so funny is Ariel last night was like, "Hey, you remember the girl that you were talking about in Cookville, like your best friend? Like, did she sign up?" And I was like, "Girl, no, she didn't." But guess what? When everyone else around us is, I'm like, I don't know what else, like some people are just so receptive, but I hope, right, that she will just see the changes in me and see everything that I'm doing and improving in this amazing network around me and be like, okay, I want a part of that. That's my hope, is that I can just keep pushing on, even though I thought that that would have been my running partner.
I know.
And in the beginning, she was all in, right? And so, for me, I think that this community has just been something, like I said last night, it's something I didn't know I needed. And I think that's why I feel different. And you're right, there is a shift in me. And this like inspiration within your soul, just you wake up one day just like full of light and you're like, I'm doing the things, I'm going to do it. And
Yes.
so
I love
yes,
that.
you are right.
Okay, so the one thing I want you to share is what you shared last night about you kind of shared your story of like Alita would just say, hey, you should do this with me, whatever,
Mhm.
initially, but share with us like one of the things that was holding, I don't want to say it, one of the things that was holding you back, it was somebody else. So tell us about that because this is super important. Do you know what
So
I'm talking about?
yes.
Okay.
So the background to that story, and it's a real, I'll just give it a real quick
Yeah, no,
tidbit
take
is,
your time.
yeah, so we moved 15 months ago. So we moved 2,000 miles away to where we didn't know a soul.
Mhm.
And this person was one of the very first people here. She was promoting my lash business, and I ended up actually working alongside of her. And she has a business in this town. And so I was like, she's the one introducing me to people, helping me grow my business, all these things, right? So you almost grow this trust with them.
Mhm.
And so she was the one that was like, don't fall for Alita's, gimmick. Like, she's a good saleswoman. And I instantly, the day I can tell you, weirdly enough, I could tell you what Alita was wearing when I met her. We just gravitated to each other. We instantly just clicked. And I was like, wow, this feels like my person. And I remember coming home and telling my husband, like, this lady has 9 kids and she's so inspiring and she's so uplifting. And like, the way that I just vibe from her and all these things. And he was like, wow, And so, anyways, I just felt like, why would this person say not to be like her type thing, right?
Mhm.
And then Alita became one of my clients for lashes. And I even vibed with her even more. And I was like, I just love this person. And in my personal life and my personal story, outside of Plexus and outside of lashes, she's helped me navigate through so many hard things. And
Mhm.
so yeah, I let somebody else's opinion for a year alter the way that I chose to live my life and the way that I chose to push the needle forward and grow. And I look back and I think, why? Why did I do that? And it feels so silly. And now I'm like, I will never do that again. I will not. I will always push forward. I will listen to my intuition and what my soul is telling me to do. So don't ever let anybody else's opinions discourage you because that's silly.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I thought that was so profound because I think that there are a lot of people out there that do allow that to happen, or someone will, this is another thing, someone will grow to gold and they're all excited, and then they have
Mhm.
one person say something nasty about it or hurt their feelings or
Yes,
whatever, and
right.
they like stop. And we just can't let other people, because here's the thing, it's always about them. Like it never is really about you. There's something going on with her that wants to either pull you down because they're like, they can either see you changing, or they don't want you to change, or they want to keep you where you are, or they're miserable in their life. And we can't let other people change our dreams. We have big dreams, you guys. Remember, we're not like other people.
And that's the irony, is that
isn't
she
it?
needed these products. She, to this day, still needs these products. And she's diabetic, and she's now on Ozempic for weight loss. And I'm like, you could be using natural things to help you. And you're so close-minded and shut off and just like, I don't want to buy something with somebody. Well, if all else, support your friend. That's it. Even
Yes.
if you don't believe, you're silly for not believing, but even if you don't believe, don't put down your friend, and support your friend and love your friend and tell them, maybe it's not for me, and that's okay. And you're gonna get pushbacks. One of my still best friends, when I messaged her about Plexus, she was like, oh gosh, please don't tell me you're gonna be one of those marketing people now. And I was like, it's not even marketing. It's me talking about the things that I love. I'm so sorry that you don't want to try it. One day you will. You're going to wish you did it sooner.
Yes, I love that. And really, you're learning already that sometimes the closest people to us are the most skeptical, and things like that. But we really, I felt like that was such a good lesson when you said that. And what's really funny is we can come full circle, because why did I start Plexus? I started it to support Alita. I had no interest in Plexus, but my husband and I just wanted to support her in her business, because we knew that's something we could do after her first husband had passed away. So, yeah, I mean, full circle here, people. So thank you so much for sharing, Nicole. I can't wait to have you on the cruise too. And it's been super fun getting to meet you. I love your energy. And that's a wrap. That's a wrap for today, sharing testimonies. And so let's go out and message some people, message for the business. Say, listen, you're not only can you have an extra stream of income, but right now you can go on a cruise with me. What's not to love about that? Can I share some more information with you? So, all right, let's do it. Thank you. And everybody, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Yep.